Good evening, folks. On the air with VA3 EWV back in the shack. And this is going to be the EchoLink AllStar net tonight. I was usually doing it on Thursdays, but we had a club meeting, so now I'm going to be doing it on Friday, tonight, on Friday night. I'm going to get this thing set up here, and then I'm going to try to go and connect to another repeater while I'm at it. So I'm going to try to get that done now. Let me see if I can get that done. I've never done it before, so you guys are going to be with me for the first time here to see if I can't get that going. So let me just see if I can connect to VE3PGC first, and then people will connect to me, and then I'll see how that goes. So I'm like, should I go to the EchoLink on PGC, or well, let's just see. Let's see what happens. So I think, I don't know if I'm connected to PGC. So I am connected to PGC, so here we go. Well, let's try this thing out. Okay. Here we go. Okay.
Connected to VA3EWV.
This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor VA3EWV back in the shack with On the Air with VA3EWV, and it's the EchoLink AllStar node QSO that we're going to be having. We already have 4 people in there already. VA3JPX, VA3JPX, VA3FZ, and Kilo 04 India Hotel Mike. So we've already started with a good thing. Let's just start with our just hellos and stuff. The person that's been here the longest looks like James, VA3JPX. Come on in.
Node 3605321 disconnected.
Okay, I think James, well, James just, no, James did not disconnect. He's still there. They might not be saying anything. Victor Alpha 3, Foxtrot Zulu. Come on in there, Rob. I see you're in there too. Come on in.
Good evening, Ernest. Everyone else listening. How are you tonight?
Oh, pretty good. Just getting the net going there. James said he got disconnected, but he's going to try to log back in. It's good to hear you in there too. Appreciate it. Appreciate you coming out here and supporting my little hobby and stuff, and seeing if we can get everything going. So I know you're connected via AllStar node, so that's pretty good. And I'm connected. Well, I'm just here in the shack, so I must be connected some kind of way. And I'm connected to VE3PGC, so I'm kind of wondering if anybody got on PGC, would I hear them? So that's what I'm trying to figure out tonight. Will it come over my node there? That's going to be the cool thing to try to figure out. Well, I don't hear it. Come back in, Jim, and get reconnected. I mean, James.
Can't hear anybody coming back to you there, Ernest. X-ray India on the 3 PGC.
Okay, VE3 X-ray India Delta. Well, you're still coming in on PGC, so that's good, but you couldn't hear Rob talking there, right?
I don't hear anybody but you. So I don't know how your link is working, but definitely one way. VA3EWV, VA3XID.
Okay, well that's good. Well, I mean that's step one. It's still connected, so that's good. Victor Alpha 3 Foxtrot Zulu. Rob, can you hear me there? Over.
Yes, I can. I'm hearing you through the AllStar node, but I can also hear you through PGC as well. Not sure if I'm coming through that way. Oh, I guess I am. I can hear it on the other radio, so I guess I'm
your system to the Bonneville repeater. Back to you.
Okay, well, it's still cool, you know. It might just be a couple of us out here tonight. That's okay. I'm just testing and seeing how this stuff works. So, you know, already okay, there's VA3JPX. He's back now. James there. Let's see if we can get him in there. He looks like he's coming in through EchoLink. Go ahead, James, VA3JPX.
All right. Good evening, Ernest, and everybody on the, I guess, the QSO this evening. I got disconnected from EchoLink there last time. I don't know what happened. I'm using my phone, and with the EchoLink app, I have to use a proxy in order to get connected because my router's port forwarding for EchoLink goes to my desktop computer. So if I want to go from my desktop computer to my phone while I'm connected to my home network, then I would have to keep changing the port forwarding to a different IP address. And so I just use a proxy, but sometimes it's not very reliable. So I get disconnected and stuff. So anyway, good evening, Jim. The E3XID. It's been probably well over a year since I've heard Jim. So nice to hear him on board tonight. And we were also connected via Zoom to your club meeting last night.
Oh,
That
cool.
was a lot of fun. A few little technical hiccups there with audio, but the presentation from Jonathan was bang on. So thank you for getting that all wired up, and we'll pass it back to you.
Yeah, and yes, and with that being said, just to let you know, I just came over here for the first time. I haven't tried it, but remember he said there was a web version, so there's a web app version. So I just put that in the on the Facebook page there. But there's definitely a web version that you don't even have to and it's showing where I'm connected. So I'll have to try that out later too, because now that you don't have to actually download anything. So I can definitely see it. Let me see if I can get the camera turned around there on it, but it's definitely there, so that's pretty cool. See if I can get the camera onto that. Maybe hopefully anyway. I hope you guys can see that, but yeah, you can definitely go to the web. Well, let's turn backwards. Anyway, with all that being said, you can definitely go up there and see it. So that was kind of cool to understand too, that you actually can go to the web there, and sounds like I'm repeating myself, like there's an echo. Anyway, let me see who's still on here. Thanks for coming out last night too. By the way, I see we have some other people in there too. We have Kilo 6, Charlie Oscar Bravo, and Whiskey 9 Golf Alpha Echo. So let's bring on in Kilo 6, Charlie Alpha Bravo, and then after you say hello, come on in, Whiskey 9 Golf Alpha Echo.
This is Kilo 6 Charlie, Oscar Bravo, Carolyn in Los Angeles. Just checking in, saying hello to everybody. Hope you're doing well. Congratulations on getting your airship radio set up. And
Yeah.
first contact. That's good to know. Anyway, it's in Los Angeles. It's about 7 degrees. 8 degrees and sunny. You have to choose my voice. In the evening, my voice is always sounding strange. In the morning, it sounds much better. But I'd like to invite you all to come and check in on the EchoLink that on Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. I think you're on the East Coast in Canada too, right? Anyway, it's 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. Come on and join us in those Oscar Mike India Kilo. We'll be looking forward to hearing it. Kilo 6 Charlie Oscar Bravo. Back to that.
Thank you so much. It's good to hear you in there again. And thanks for giving us the plug for the net there at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. I'm not doing anything tomorrow morning, which is great. The mosquitoes are too bad out there. So you're going to be very excited because I'm going to tune in there with you there and say hi to you. I know you have other nets going in the background, Miss Carolyn there, but it's really a pleasure to hear you come on in. Let's go ahead and take Whiskey 9 Golf Alpha Echo from Illinois there. Come on in.
Yeah, good evening. I just got on here, got on just a little late. Just wanted to check in and see what was going on and see how your day is going.
Well, look, it's Friday, so that's already a good sign, eh? And I did have a career working a lot of weekends and stuff like that, but I got the Saturday, Sunday off. And I was telling one of my colleagues, somebody need to go ahead and pass that law that we have a 3-day weekend there. Come on. You know, it's going to be a couple of years before, it's going to be a couple of years before I can retire. So, you know, we got to get it, we got to get that 3-day weekend going in there. That's for sure. You know, and this time, Mr. Gerald, I won't be calling you Gary or whatever I was calling you. So, Mr. Gerald there, it's good having you in there from Illinois there. We'll be back with you in a second. We have also Victor Alpha 3, Juliet Tango November that just popped in through EchoLink. Come on in.
Hey, thanks for having me, Victor Alpha 3, Juliet Tango November. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I haven't used EchoLink in a very, very, very long time, so I haven't configured anything. But the name on this end is Justin, and I'm located in Mississauga, Ontario. And, well, I most recently joined your group on Facebook, and I thought I'd pop in here on EchoLink real quick. I'm on break at work, so the timing is perfect. I thought I'd get in there and say hi to you, introduce myself, and say hi to everybody in the group. This is VA3JTN. We'll give it back to you.
Well, I gotta tell you, I'm tickled pink. You're coming up in there, that's for sure. Thanks for coming in there, Justin. I got you here on Mississauga, looking at you on the QRZ. And I see you got some decorations on there too. I call it decorations. I'm very new to the hobby. You can probably tell with my my eagerness and my excitement and stuff like that. For all you that may have not seen, I finally got my advance, so I have HF. Got the old rig hooked up for the first time last weekend. I went out there and did 2 contacts, and then my buddies left, and then I brought my rig back in and started trying to get all the digital stuff working. And they were like, "Hey, are you doing any more HF?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, later on." You know, I wasn't. I'm excited about it, but you know, I was so excited because the antenna I built with my own hands worked. That was the excitement for that. But thank you for coming in there, Justin. And that's the good thing about EchoLink. I'm sad that you missed it, but I was actually able to get the guy who created EchoLink to come to our club meeting last night, and it was just great. And for all you guys that don't know, there's actually a browser. You can just put EchoLink in your browser. You don't have to download it on your computer or anything. So we got you in there. Thanks for popping in and saying hi. We do have a new one check-in here on EchoLink. Kilo Echo 2 Alpha Victor Bravo. Kilo Echo 2 Alpha Victor Bravo. Come on in and say hey to everybody.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Net Control. Kilo Echo 2, Alpha Victor Bravo, Paul in
New Jersey.
Just having a nice evening tonight. Hope everybody is well. Nothing new to report in New Jersey. Let's say 73 KE2 AVB.
Okay there, Kilo Echo 2 Alpha Victor Bravo. So I think we've had and said hi to everybody on the list here. You guys may have not been said hi to by our first and second people, but we have Victor Alpha 3 Foxtrot Zulu on there as well. He's coming in via AllStar. Victor Alpha 3 Juliet Papa X-Ray EchoLink. Kilo 6 Miss Carolyn there, Kilo 6, Charlie Alpha Bravo. She came in via EchoLink too. And we're getting down, we're getting good at it. So I thank you all for coming in. The topic for tonight, tonight's topic is, I have to make one up on the fly because I wasn't prepared to see this many people. But what do you need to do this summer as far as radio? And I'll give you an example. I have a tower outside. It's standing up, but it's not in the ground. I have antennas that need to get put up that are there, but they're not set up. So, and also I want to study for my CW, get my CW, because I got to get out here and do some contesting. But if there was one thing that all you guys wanted to do this summer that you wish you can get accomplished, just one thing in radio, what would it be? Let's go to VA3JPX. We'll go with you first, James.
Okay, sounds good. It's actually a two-part series for me. One is to work on my CW. I've managed to teach myself a little bit of that over the last couple of months. My transmitting is really good. I can transmit at a fairly decent speed, but my receive is extremely slow. Maybe about 5 words per minute or less on the receive. So I think I really need to practice listening to some CW on HF and really get up to speed on that. Like I said, I can transmit very, very fast. Well, not fast, but at a decent speed. But in terms of receive, I need some practice on that. And then aside from that, a coworker has also given me a brand new multi-band vertical antenna.
Oh.
So I'm looking forward to putting that together and figuring out a place at my QTH where I'm going to erect it. But for the time being, I'll just settle with my multi-band dipole and fed wire that I have. It seems to be doing the trick, which I hope, maybe soon we can make a contact on HF, VA3EWV. That'd be really cool. Maybe on 40 meters or 20 meters or something. But that's it. I would say mainly just got to work on my CW and get up to speed on receiving. Back to you. This is VA3JPS.
VA3 Juliet Tango November. That's right, getting that CW done. Hey, look, if you just started a month or so ago, let me hop on the bandwagon. I've been getting it and getting it good. I've been in the hobby since January. I'm looking at it on the calendar here. January 17th, not the calendar, my certificate. January 17th, 2023. I have to hold the mic up to my face on this one. But yeah, I've been a ham for 15, 16 months. I think I put about 1 million hours in, so that makes me about 30 years in ham radio. Not really, folks. But like I said, today's topic is what do you want to do this year that you haven't done before? And we have Justin in there saying, VA3JTN, he wants to get that CW online. We have a new person that just popped on, Victor 01, or Victor Oscar 1, Alpha Juliet Delta. Victor Oscar 1, Alpha Juliet Delta, come on in.
Good evening, gentlemen, from Pasadena, Newfoundland. I just reading on Facebook that this frequency was open for net, so I thought I'd jump in there. Operator is ART, ART, Alpha Romeo Tango, VO1, AJD, back at you.
Oh, okay. It's good to have you out there, Art. If you guys have QRZ, bring it up there. Art's got his antennas on there on the side of his house there, looking pretty good with the 3-element there. It looks like you have well, I see the 3-element, a couple of dipoles there, got it going on there. And then you have your, I forget what they call the other one, but I see those in a lot of commercial use. So you got Art there from Pasadena. Good to have you in there, Art. The topic of tonight is what's something that one thing that you want to do this summer that you just want to get done in radio. I know there's a lot of stuff, but what's one thing that's been bothering you that you got to get up, get erected, get on, something like that. If you have a couple of seconds, let us know. Come on in.
My biggest project from I got to do this. I got to hook up the 7300 in the car for a drive up to Labrador. I lived in Labrador City, Labrador, for 32 years, so pretty obsolete, no cell phone or anything within 800 miles. So you kind of nice to have the old 73 there in the car when I drive up. So that's my project for the summer there. Back to you.
Okay, there you heard it, folks. Art's wanting to get that mobile going in the car. And I have a couple friends that hunt. And they hunt up north, and the reason, one of the reasons I think, not the reason, but I think in conversation, if I recall, so I don't want to misrecall, So one of the things that interested them was trying to get communication set up because they did not have cellular or something like that. You know, I think they had CB and things like that, but you know, like you can get repeaters going and stuff like that. And I've even met friends that have repeaters in their cars. Matter of fact, my Anytone radio that's not in the shack with me now, but my Anytone radio acts as a repeater as well. For all of you guys that are just joining, I was just telling a couple of people we had the creator of EchoLink join our club meeting there the other day. So if you guys have local clubs too, his name is Jonathan Taylor. He was very excited and he said, yeah, I'll come out to your thing and talk about it. And he did a very good presentation on EchoLink there. So if you guys want to get him on your thing, I can give you his contact information. We can get out there going. So thank you very much there, Victor. Oscar 1, Alpha Juliet Delta. So we got you. Let's go on to Gerald there. Whiskey 9 Golf Alpha Echo. Gerald, what's that one thing you want to get done this summer? I know you got a lot of stuff. I know you do. We still got to get together and talk about the All-Star and stuff. So what's the one thing you want to do there, Gerald?
Yeah, this is Whiskey 9 Golf Alpha Echo. My main priority, like I said once before, is I've got 2 antennas that I purchased, one for HF and one for VHF and UHF, and I've got all the parts and the cables and stuff like that.
Connected to VA3EWV. Remote already in this mode. Node VO1AJD disconnected.
Okay. Now we'll try to get everybody back on there and see if everybody can connect back to it. I had to, okay, Justin, take it easy, bro. Let's try to get everybody back on the connection there.
Node 3021.
Okay.
309 connected to VA3EWV.
James, thank you for popping back in there. VA3FZ, thank you for popping back in there. So I just found out that EchoLink and AllStar won't work at the same time. Hey, that's why I'm here trying to get this stuff figured out. Let's see if anybody else will pop there and join us. So everybody have a good laugh, go give you something to drink, and then we'll come back. Whiskey 9 Golf, Alpha Echo, I see that you're back in the shack there with us. We had a quick technical issue. I had to disconnect everything. But we're going to wait a couple minutes, and then we're going to take you back and start at the top, okay? So let's wait about 5 minutes. Everybody go get them something to drink or a little snack, and we'll be right back in the shack. That was hilarious. So we got Rob there. V3XID Jim. Also, I'm going to try to get a hold of my buddy there, Rob Fry, and see if he can't get in here. Okay, I see 3 of you back in there, so just stand by with us. I'll go grab you guys something to eat, drink or eat or whatever, and then come back in like 5 minutes there. We'll get everybody back on here, okay? So if I go to favorites here, ding, 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 ding. Connect. I want to connect to AllStar. Let's see what happens.
VE3PGC connected to VA3EW.
Okay, we got 60092 AllStar. And all good. A whole bunch more coming in here. 3XA.
V3XID, yes. How's it going there, Jim? I'm back connected to the repeater there. I was connected through EchoLink on PGC. And then I was going to see if I could connect AllStar at the same time. I found out really quickly that that's a no-go. Who are you out there with there, Jim?
The last connection you had through the AllStar link started to repeat. And that means that he was going through two different nodes at the same time to get to you. They got through a repeating situation, and then it dropped off.
Okay, got you there. Okay, so I heard it echoing very, very loud. I thought it was something I did here. Let's see here. Yeah, but anyway, we're back. We've had quite a few check-ins so far. We've had over 10 check-ins there, Jim. So our topic tonight is what's the one thing you want to get done this summer out of all the things you want to do radio, but what's the one thing? So let's bring it back over to Whiskey 9 Golf Alpha Echo, and you can carry on. We'll just start at the top with what you want to get done there, Gerald.
This is Whiskey 9 Golf Alpha Echo. What I was saying is I've got two antennas that I need to get hooked up this summer, and probably maybe about June. The installer, we're both kind of busy since he has a regular job. He only installs sometime on the weekends or whatever. So this month's going to be kind of busy. We got a lot of graduations that's going on this month, so we'll be doing a lot of traveling. So have my fingers crossed I can probably catch up and we can get a weekend to get both the HF up and the VHF and UHF up. So that's my main plan. But for right now, I'm sitting pretty with my ST991A Alpha. I do a lot of surfing and different things like that on different nets or whatever when I get time, but that's my main priority.
I hear that. A person was telling me, and thank you for sharing that with us. One of the guys was telling me, like it's such a vast hobby and there's so many things you have to do. You have to do one little thing at a time, right? So, with me, I'm like you. I have so many things going on as a brand new person. A lot of people out there are already established, so they have all their things going on, right? But me as a brand new person, I'm like, so I got my HF rig here in front of me, my brand new one, but it's only but I only have the UHF, VHF attached, so I need to get a permanent solution for that. I have a spot here on my desk for my DMR radio, but it's out in the car. But I still won't have DMR in the shack, so I have a handy talkie that I have to have time to get that configured. I have two towers sitting out in the yard, neither one of them put up. I do have a vertical that's 80 to 10, but I need some help getting that up. Like there's so many things, right? Like it's so much. Plus I got to cut my grass. But in between all that stuff, what can you get done? So I'm like, okay, I got to concentrate on one thing. And if you guys didn't hear, the one thing I want to do is start learning CW. I have good friends here in the area that are doing all these contests and special events, and they're getting the goal and bringing the goal home because they know CW. So I just got to get that. Thank you very much again, there, Gerald. VA3FZ. Let's go to you. What's that one thing you want to get done this summer?
Well, we're going to, within the next few weeks, I have to, tomorrow I'm starting with building a base for my tower so that I can tilt it. So I'm doing that tomorrow, which is going to be good. It's kind of a grabby weekend out. And then next weekend, digging the hole for the tower. And then the following week, pouring it, the concrete. I only have till the long weekend. And after that, I can't get days off during the week, so that'll be the first part, and then I'll have the rest of the summer to get the tower up. Back to you, VA3FZ.
Okay, so thank you for that. So, yeah, that interests me big time. So I know VE3LI is trying. He was saying he wouldn't got his rotor, all that stuff, because it's not just simple as the tower. There's all the stuff that you have to get along there with it. So I said to him, whenever you get yours done and you get the people out and all that stuff, let me know so that the one guy can do that job, and then he can just keep on going down the line. Who are you going to have to dig your hole and do your concrete, over?
I'm digging the hole next weekend, and then the concrete to the company I work for sells concrete, so I'm going to have them come here. I'll take a day off and have it the hole filled. That's the plan anyways. Filling the hole is not bad. I've done that before. Actually, I got it ready for my last tower, but I wasn't actually home for the pour. My wife was there, so she just kind of pointed in the direction and watched them do it, fill the hole, and she just leveled it off a little bit, and that was the end of it. Oh, and then she put the kid's name in it, the year we did it. Back to you, VA3SS.
Oh, I like the little afterthought part. Well, she threw the kids' names on it, like handprint, footprint, the year was done, call it a day. And so with the I don't know what tower you have, how tall it is, or et cetera, but I saw a really good, the guy told me, VE3 EZB, he said that he bought his part that you put in the ground, like the 4-foot section or whatever, because I have that. I have a section that's just to put in the ground. It's like 4 or 5 foot tall. And the guy's like, drop this in, leave this much out, and that's what you're going to build the rest of it on. Well, Steve had somebody put that in a big piece of cement. They brought it on the back of a truck. He had the hole dug, and then they just lowered the thing in the ground, and I guess he packed the dirt around it, and that was it. I don't know if you've seen or heard anything like that before, but I was like, wow, that's one way to do it. And I'm lucky I have a backhoe, but it's not like I'm a professional person. I've dug a couple stumps out. But at least I can dig straight down or whatever, then try to level, get it all going. But I don't have to, where I live, there's a lot of rocky parts too. So it'll be good trying to, it'll be better just trying to get at it with a backhoe. Because I've seen people doing that and have to take those big, long metal rod things and try to break up the rock. Do you have rock stuff by where you're at, or are you good?
I have lots of rock here. Some areas are really big, so I don't know what I'm in for. I'm hoping to get lucky, but we'll know better next week, I guess. We start making a mess of the backyard. Back to you.
Well, look, let me know when the party's coming, because I wouldn't mind coming out there and seeing it, because I know that there's more to it than just putting a hole in there, and then pouring your cement and all that stuff. So I think I have to go get more material, because I think I have to have grounding rods. I think I have to have that. I think I have to have something else, and I don't know, a lot of stuff. I had the tower. I don't even have the bolts in it, but then we had this guy nearby named Hightower. He's the one that gave me that long piece to put in the ground, and he had a lot of bolts and stuff too. So I think he stopped putting up antennas, but I'm gonna have to go try to hunt him down and see if I can get the bolts and stuff to put in for the tower. If that doesn't happen, I'll have to go to a local store and try to source that stuff. So when you put this in, I didn't want this to be a 30-minute conversation, but what other stuff do you have to put in the ground when you're pouring your cement? Do you just put the tower in there, or are you trying to put all your grounding and all your conduit and all that kind of stuff in there?
Gonna dig the trench for the conduit at the same time, but it's gonna go beside the tower slab, and I usually try and put a ground rod in the hole. You buy the ground rods at Home Depot. They're 8 feet long. So anyways, I try and put that one in the hole and then connect that to the tower leg. But in this case, I'm using a threaded rod that's welded to steel bars. And that goes 2 legs. And then there's a plate that it sits on top of 4 legs. There's 4 corners. And then the plate sits on that, and you level that with the threaded rod. And then your tower goes on top.
Okay, okay. Well, I'm definitely going to be looking at that stuff, and if you get a little bit here and a little bit there, it's not such a cost. Getting the HF rig up and running, they're like, the friends were like, okay, you need to get a battery, okay, and I had a power supply, but it was only 20 amp, and it kept kicking that out. So, you got to get a power supply now. That's 300. You got to get a battery. That's 300. You need a case, like a Go case. The one I was looking at was $299, but I could probably get it for $50, but it's still money, right? Then I got to get coax for the antenna that was given to me, even if I don't go with the tower, right? So before you look up, the radio didn't cost me nothing. It was a gift. Before you look at it, though, you're in thousands of dollars, and you're like, whoa, what just happened? That's why I was like, what's that one thing you want to do? So if you weren't sourcing this through your company, how much would it cost for the cement? Because the reason I'm asking is because you got W9G Whiskey 9 Golf Alpha Echo trying to do the same thing. Over.
I haven't asked this year, but I think the cement is about, I want to say I can't say for sure. I'd have to get back to you. I think it's $156 a meter. And you're going to need, you could Google for a meter calculator, but I think it's around that price, and that's not a discount. That's just a regular price for whatever company you want to use. Back to you.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, not dealing with the radio stuff, a person was wanting to pour a little slab for, to put their implements on, and someone said you have to have a minimum. Well, thank you, FZ. Thank you for sharing all that stuff with us. It's really good to hear. And we're back at the top of the list. I'm going to just open up the mic for anybody else that wants to pop in and say something. It might be a little quiet, but it might not be. I'm connected to VE3PGC as well. I can't see who's out there on that. Let's just do a little call in and see who's out there on VE3PGC. Please come now. See if we have anybody out there.
VE3HTR.
Oh, okay. Okay, we got Doug out there, VE3HCR, and Doug, I'm glad you're there. I was asking earlier, was anybody using the frequency, or if there's anything happening tonight? And then we had an AllStar and EchoLink pop in. I did that, and I was like, whoop, that's not going to work for me. So I just wanted to test this and see how it works on there, but I think I have a one-way. I don't think anybody on my side can hear you. But before you come back, let me just ask Rob, could he hear you? VE3FZ, could you hear VE3HCR?
Yes, I hear him clearly. I heard also, I can't remember his name now. There was another guy from in town. I also heard him as well, so I think it's working. Back to you.
Okay, thanks for that. Hold on one second, Doug. Let me just ask a person that's not in town. VE3JPX, can you hear VE3HCR, Doug?
Yeah, Ernest, I can hear Doug, no problem, crystal clear. Back to you.
Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, good. Like, this is all new to me, folks, and that's why I'm out here doing it, getting myself familiarized with it. Doug is our technical director. Come on in there, Doug.
Ernest, I don't know why you're having the other user having trouble getting heard on this repeater. If they're connected to VE3PGC-L, it should all be one big happy party line. So if they're connected to your personal node, though, if your node's not connected to this node, well, then we're not going to hear them. So everybody needs to connect to VE3PGC-L and not to EDG. But the reason I jumped in, Ernest, everybody else sounds really nice and clear. All the local stations on PGG sound good, and all the remote users coming in on EchoLink sound good. But your audio is distorted and hard to understand
more often than not. I wonder if maybe you're a little too close to the microphone or something. That's what I'm hearing anyway. I wonder if anyone else is noticing the same thing. Thank you, artist VA3 EWV in the group VE3HTR.
What's your mic gain set at, Ernest?
I just changed it down to 20. It was 50 earlier, and you know I don't have any. I should have done the EchoLink. What do you ever call it, the parrot thing? I'm used to that on DMR, because I usually talk with my mic arm's length away, and I don't know. But let me know how it sounds now. I put the mic gain down to 20. Brand new radio. I haven't talked on it much. Probably 2 or 3 hours. So how does it sound now, Doug? No, excuse me, Greg, Gerald. How does it sound now?
Much better. I'm going to tell you, I'm so glad whoever that other guy came here and told you that. I went in my closet and found me an external speaker and hooked it up in the back to see if I could clear you up a little bit. And I Amazon when he came in, looked
Hey,
at
Joe,
another speaker,
come on in.
But then I looked at mine and I was like, let me ask him what his mic gain is. So you sound much better, at least to me.
Right, and I appreciate that. That's what it's all about. You know, like we have a net on Monday nights here. Let me see. You know what? I need to, if you guys don't mind, because we're all here to help each other, I need to hold my mic where it's at now. So right now, my hand is on my table because I have a problem with my arm. And it's, I don't know, about a foot away from my mouth. Let's just, if y'all don't mind, Whiskey 9 Golf Alpha Echo, how does it sound right here? Should I turn the mic gain up a little more? Because this is where I'm naturally going to talk from, right here.
No, you're fine here, and I'm thinking that, I think the closer you get to your face, probably you reduce the mic gain, but where it is right now and where you're holding it right now is fine. But if you find yourself where you have to get closer to your face and somebody says something, you could probably reduce it a little bit. But right now it sounds good to me. You might ask around.
Okay, awesome for that. And I have it right on my table here still with my arm resting on the table. V3HCR, how am I sounding now?
Well, I'm gonna have to give you a mixed report, Ernest. Your distortion is gone, so it's a lot clearer that way. But your level is your volume is a lot lower than everybody else. So I think you need to bring your microphone closer to you, not touch the microphone gain, but just reduce the distance between you and the microphone. That would be my suggestion.
Okay, now I'm here with it. Let me see. Yeah, I'm here with it now, and I have it propped on my other hand because to hold it in front of my face, that's going to kill my arm over time there. But that might be a sign for me to get off the radio. But here it is. I'm resting on my other arm. How does it sound now?
Well, you're a bit louder, but still lower than everybody else. You might want to think about, for that new 991 radio of yours, you might want to think about budgeting for a base station microphone, one that sits on the desk with a gooseneck or something, so that you don't have to hold it in your hand at all. You can set it on your desk in front of you, and you could be like 2 or 3 inches away from it. I think that'll solve all your problems.
It's set.
Go ahead, VA3FZ.
That wasn't me, Ernest. That was somebody else.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, you can definitely use a headset to fix it.
Well, hey, look, folks, I'm definitely not offended when it comes to radio stuff. I take all feedback seriously and things like that. Let me get this mic back close to my mouth there. So I was on the net one time with a friend of mine, Rob, there, and the person he said something. The person came out right away, and it startled everybody. So he didn't even let net control pop in there. But before I go on, we have Kilo Foxtrot 0, Mike Hotel November. Kilo Fox 0, Mike Hotel November that just came in for the first time. Please come on in. This is VA3WV on the air. We're doing our EchoLink AllStar net. Come on in. Looks like they're connecting through AllStar. Kilo Fox 0, Mike Hotel November from Bethel, Minnesota. Looks like 59339. Come on in. Look up that call sign.
Hey, good evening. I was just on Facebook and I saw you were having a net, so I thought I'd chime in. I know nothing about you, but this is Bill from East Bethel, Minnesota, KF0MHN.
Well, it's good to have you in there. I'm a new ham for almost a year and a half now. I've been enjoying the hobby and trying to learn all the things, and get my feet wet out there. And the best way you learn is to get out there and talk. Today we're trying to get my audio working right here, but before that we were sharing with each other what's the one thing you want to do before the summer's over in radio. So one guy shared he wants to get a CW. Another guy shared he has to get his mobile radio put in his car. Another guy shared that he has to get his tower up. Two people actually said that because they have it, myself included. But I want to get CW going on there as well. There's a couple other folks out there that I didn't get around to asking them. They're local to here in Cornwall, Ontario, where I live. But you're coming in all the way from Minnesota. So let's see what your one thing is that you want to get done in ham. You might be an established person or not. I don't know yet. But come on in there if you don't mind sharing with us.
Well, I've been a tech for over a year, and actually tomorrow I'm going to build an AllStar node. I've never attempted to do it, but I feel pretty confident I'll be able to do it. As far as the rest of the summer, probably not too much. I spend most of my summer.
Come on in there, Joe.
And I'm a retired guy, so I play a lot of pickleball and do a lot of other stuff outside. So probably not a lot of ham radio. Back to you.
Well, thank you for sharing that. Yeah. So when I bought my node, the AllStar was already working on it, so I didn't have to do much there. But I did. If you haven't already, but you may. Everybody's different experiences. I was told about Supermon 2, version 2.0 AllStar Manager, and oh my God, it has been a lifesaver. There are some people that just do all their programming or whatever in Putty and things like that. But I'm telling you, when I got Supermon 2 version 2.0, that was a game changer. And there's a guy out here with me, VA3FZ. We both like to use that program. So thanks for coming in and saying hello. And I hope to do this more often. I like having this EchoLink and AllStar net. I was very excited too that last night the creator of EchoLink was at our club meeting. So that was a lot of fun. And there was Jonathan Taylor there. He came out and spoke to us. And also just letting everybody know, if you do have a local club and you want him to come talk with your club, he is available to come talk to your clubs.
My 1PM radio project here at home locally that I want to get done this year. Back to you, Eric. How are you looking for?
Thank you so much there, Doug. Yeah, that's a lot. Like one thing could be one project, right? Yeah, because when you get out there doing it, you want to strap down the coax, put a different antenna up, replace stuff that was been there for a while. We're all busy, and then with this hobby, there's so many moving parts. Because you know, you're either working on your coax, or you're working on the radio itself, or you're working on the antenna. But you know, it's fun. The more difficult the project seems to be, the more rewarding it is to me. You know, I thought I would never, like, it took me four tries to do my basic. Then I went for another 4 times after that to try to get basic with honors. So that was like 8 tries just doing that. And then went through the course with Dave Goodwin, who's on Facebook now, saying to me, "Hey Ernest, are you coming to the Smith Fall Ham Fest next Saturday, May 11th?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll be there." But I attended his class, and I studied. I knew the math. I knew I had to do the math. And as a matter of fact, Doug, who's on here now, spent time with me and another fellow there, and he was talking about picofarads, and I was like, "Will I ever use that?" You know, like when you're in school, you say, "Will I ever use that math?" And you think the answer is no. But when those things came up on the in the equations, I was ready for it. So thank you, Doug, for that. V3XID Jim, if you're still out there, if I hadn't put you to sleep yet, Jim, what's the one thing that you like to get done this summer that you've been done to get done in radio? If you're still out there, come on in. Joe and Bob, won't y'all come on in? And because they're on PGC, so come on in there.
Alpha 3, Mike Hotel Tango, listening.
Victor Alpha 3, Mike Hotel Tango, come on in. You don't have to listen, come on in.
Big Ernest.
So did you say Victor Echo 3, Mike Hotel Tango? Come on in.
Alpha 3, Mike Hotel Tango. Am I coming in clear, Ernest?
Yes, you sure are. Thanks for coming in there. And I was saying Victor Echo, but it should have been Victor Alpha 3, Mike Hotel Tango. Yeah, I got you in there. How are you doing today?
Oh, and yourself?
Victor Alpha. Oh, so pretty good. So this is Mark. Okay, I was like, I was recognizing that call sign. You're not on QRZ. This is Mark Steve's friend out of Moose Creek there. The other Mark. We have 2 Marks. So yeah, good afternoon there, and welcome to our little net there. Are you coming in on the V3 PGC repeater, or are you doing AllStar or EchoLink? And for all you guys that are out there, I really appreciate you being out there tonight. This is very exciting for me to have like this little QSO. That's a combination. This is the first time I'm trying to learn how to use my hardware and stuff. Mark is a new ham. That's probably why it's not showing up on QRZ yet. So I had to use the other program, the amateur search that we have here. And it works wonders if you're in Canada, but if you're not in Canada, it doesn't work for you. So, Mark, how many nets have you been on like this? Is this your first one, or have you joined a couple so far?
My first one, Ernest. I was just listening in. I'm working on a project. They're trying to finish it up. I'm connecting up that X50 diamond antenna that I bought from that show that you were at. So I'm going to disconnect my, what do you call it, a Nagoya dual band from VTech, and going to connect up the X50. I'm about to do that there in the next 5 minutes.
Okay, well, we're going to be rooting for you. The topic of today's discussion was what's the one thing you wanted to get done this year, like that must get done, and you're already going to be getting up your Diamond X50. That's just the first start. I picked up one. I had a Diamond X50 I bought brand new from the Ham Fest last year, but then I got a tri-band radio and wound up selling it to get money to get the tri-band radio. And now I was like, I need another dual band antenna for another project. I want to in the summer have a little shack in the garage there, so I can just bring out my my radio here and have my in fed out, because I have a lot of trees in the back that are close, but nothing in the front and the side of my house. There's no trees, so I went and picked John VE2 EQL was selling the Diamond X50, so I'm back in there with that one. But let me let you get back to what you're doing there, and I really appreciate you coming in there. It really makes me happy that you guys are joining there. Thank you very much. You have a good rest of your day there, Mark. V83 MHC will let you go at your convenience.
Evening, Ernest, and all those listening. I'll be back on in about 10-15 minutes with the new antenna hooked up, so maybe you can tell me if it's a better signal or not. So 73 to you guys, and Victor Alpha 3, Mike Hotel, Tango, out.
There's no, thank you so much. There's nothing more exciting to me than new hams getting in there. And I was giggling a little bit because, you know, I said the same thing, you know. Doug's out there. They were giggling at me because, you know, I don't know if you're going to be able to tell, you know, you're getting to the repeater, you're getting to the, see, I have my mic in the wrong spot. You'll have to tell me about that. But if you're getting in, you're getting in. So we picked up VE3 XID. Let's go to him. VE3 XID, are you out there? We didn't hear you in, and the other guy, Mark, came in. VE3 XID, are you there? Okay, nothing heard. I see a couple, I have a hum now, eh? It might be the doggone power supply I got. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But thank you for letting me know that there is a hum. I do hear the fan come on. Hold on a second. I have a noise offset and a volume offset on this power supply, so maybe we'll see what that does. Okay, I'm doubling or something like that, he said. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I have to get it figured out. Anyway, I know we have Joe out there, VE3ADB, I think, and I thought I saw Bob out there, VE3JIN. If you guys are out there, you can come one at a time, but come on in. So yeah.
Where are you? I can down to everybody else. Back to net control. EWV, V3.
Yeah, VE3XID. I didn't catch what you said. I heard you say something, but I didn't catch what you said. And I was asking, the question of this evening was, what's the one thing you want to get done this summer? Over.
Not too sure. Were you asking me about a microphone? I still can't hear you with the final crane. VE3,
Okay, I'm gonna have to work on that, Jim. I'm gonna have to get me an echo thing and check on that. I do apologize, folks out there, with the sound and stuff, but I can't hear what I sound like. But I will get that fixed up next time. Jim, I was asking what you wanted to do this summer in radio, the one thing you wanted to get done. But I know there are established hams out there. You might have everything already set up. But is there one other thing that you might want to get done this summer? Over. You should fire up that D104 behind you.
Yeah. I won't be buying any more equipment after the FTM 300, so this is it. And of course, I'm relegated to using
That's my trophy.
VHF, UHF mobile antennae on magnet mounts stuck to cooking sheets. So, yeah. So, well, I've got no plans for anything.
Okay, Jim, we copied that, and thanks for coming in and letting us know. Okay, we picked up V3XID. We picked up VA3 MHT there. Anybody else on PGC that wants to come in and say hello? I saw a couple logos. Bob there, VA3JIN, and I saw Joe out there too. Either you guys want to come in there and say hello, come on in.
V3ARF.
Victor Echo 3, Alpha Radio Fox. Come on in there, Rob. How you doing? I was trying to get a hold of you on Messenger to tell you I was out here and see if you could hear everybody, because I think if I link to the PGC, then everything works in harmony. Come on in.
Yeah, good evening, Ernest, and everyone else on the net. No, I was out cutting the grass. I was looking at the forecast, and it looked like there might be some rain in the near future, so I thought I'd get it done while the sun shines.
Hey, Rebecca, come on in on EchoLink.
The net was already in progress, and managed to figure out that you were on PGC, got disconnected. And to answer your question, I think I answered it this morning. You asked me the same question, what my project for the summer is, and it's been the same. I've been saying this for a few summers now, but I'd like to activate the grid north of us, Fox November 26. And we recently, the ARRL a few years ago, had a big contest worldwide working grid splits. And I was looking into the statistics, and nobody was active in Fox November 26. So it was the grid just north of us. And
Come on, Rebecca, come on, get
so I
on
thought
in
that's
there.
crazy, you know. I personally have never worked it, so I thought that I'd like to go there and get that grid active. The 3ARF, back to you, Ernest.
Well, see, there you go, folks. We have people, a lot of new hams out there, and trying to get equipment like actual hardware up and running and stuff like that. Then you got these established folks like V3 Alpha Radio Fox that just had a back-to-back, two really good back-to-back special contests that he came in first in. I'm proud of that. I think I talk about it more than he does. But he wants to go do some activations. I'm like, hey, look, got gas? Let's just point. You showed me the way, and let's get out there and go. Thank you, Rob, for popping in there, too. Anybody else on the VE3 PGC repeater, come on in.
V3VWB. Hello, Ernest. Everybody coming in?
Joe, was that you that? Oh no, that's Rebecca. VE3 Volkswagen Bug. VWB. How's it going there, Rebecca? How are you doing this evening? I think that was Rebecca. Okay, I think I heard Rebecca in there, VE3 Volkswagen Bug, or was that somebody else, or was that Joe? Who just came in? Please come on back.
Oh, so, Ernest, I was... Oh.
Okay, Rebecca seems to be having a couple of issues there. That's okay. That's why we're here, testing out equipment and having fun over here. Hey, and just so you guys know, everybody knows out here, when we had Jonathan there, the guy that created EchoLink, he did say that there's a web version. I did put that in my chat there. It's called Web App. So WEB, Whiskey Echo Bravo, Alpha Papa Papa, .echolink.org. So if you go to your browser and you type in webapp.echolink.org, you can actually just get on EchoLink on any browser there. I mean, I'm looking at it now on Windows Edge, but I can also see it as well on Google Chrome and on Firefox. So if you have any of those browsers out there, I'm seeing that it's working now. I mean, I'm afraid to say log in because it took me forever to get my stuff working. I don't know if it's going to interfere with my node, but nevertheless, just letting everybody know, you can actually go on the EchoLink on the web now. So, Rob, that might be something that you can might consider down the line. Bob as well, and Joe as well. Over. Okay, so thank you, Rebecca. Try one more time. Oh, she's gone. Okay, she is out of there. One more call for VE3PGC. We're at the top of the hour. Anybody else on VE3PGC that wants to say hello before we start to close down the net? Okay, nothing heard. I want to just open it up. If anybody have any anything final to say, just come on in. I don't want to call any specific names, so I don't know who's out there. But if you guys have anything final to say, that'll be great. If someone wants to stay back, I think someone asked earlier. No, Mark's going to be coming back to test his antenna when he gets it up. So I'll be here for that. But if anybody wants to make any comments or say what you liked about tonight or whatever, please come on in. I'm all ears. VA3EWV listening. Okay, nothing heard. Silence is golden, but I'll just go down the list to tell everybody who came to the party tonight. Looks like we had 15 check-ins. That's pretty good. We had Victor Alpha 3, Juliet Papa X-Ray James. He's from Ottawa there. VA3FZ Rob here in town. VE3XID Jim here in town. VA3, I was going to say VA3PGC. That's a repeater wrong. Kilo 6, Charlotte Oscar Bravo, Miss Carolyn from Los Angeles, California. We have Gerald there, W9, Whiskey 9 Golf Alpha 3. We have Justin that came in, VA3 J Tango, Juliet Tango November. We had Paul, Kilo Echo 2, Alpha Victor Bravo. We had Art, VO1, Alpha Juliet Delta. We had KE2, Alpha Victor Bravo. We have VE3HCR Doug, Kilo Foxtrot Oscar, Mike Hotel November, VA3 MHT, VE3 ARF, and VE3 Volkswagen Bug. Anybody else out there? Hey Hunter, if you want to come in and say something, you can come on in there and say something. We're on PGC. I'm testing out my node, connect to PGC. Okay, that's going to be it, folks. Thank you for a great evening tonight. And I can't thank you enough. I'm really excited and very humbled that everybody comes out. We had 14 check-ins, not counting PGC. And thank you so much. And looks like I'll be doing this next Friday. Thursday nights happens to be the Procom Net. And I do like the Procom Net, and I missed it because I was having this on Thursday nights. But, you know, it's getting close to summer, and I know a lot of people might be getting out and about. It is hunting season for all the folks that are fishermen and gamers and stuff like that. So it's time to get out and have some fun. So I'm hoping to be in some parks and or in the backyard talking on the radio, but not now because the mosquitoes are bad out there where I'm at. Have a good night, everybody. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor on the air with VA3 EWB with his EchoLink AllStar Node QSO Hour. Have a good day, and we'll see everybody later. Okay, that was good stuff. That was a great hour. 14 check-ins. I have a
VA3EWV, VE3HTR.
VE3HTR. Come on in.
Just confirm you're coming in through EchoLink right now?
No, I was just about to disconnect, but I thought I was coming in through the AllStar node.
Okay. Can you try it directly on radio instead of going in through AllStar or EchoLink?
Oh yeah, give me 1 second. I'll go to PGC. 1 second. Oh, how do I do this? Just getting to know how to learn, know how to use the radio here. Ah. Oh, wait a minute. I have to do. I know you guys are laughing at me there, but I have to do memory channel. There we go. This is Victor Alpha. I don't know my call sign. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. VE3 ACR, are you there?
Ernest, you sound a lot better going directly to the repeater than going through EchoLink or going through AllStar. Can I suggest for next Friday's net, if you do the same thing next week, go in on the repeater directly on the radio. Have people connect to either AllStar 2579 or to EchoLink VE3PGC-L. I think we'll hear you better.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm all down for that. Now, someone said there was a hum. Do you hear me? Is the hum still there when I'm talking on here?
No, I don't hear any hum now. It's much clearer. It was very low audio level all through the net. Everybody else was much louder than you were. Some much louder.
Okay, I'm starting to think now. Is there a setting in the node for that? I'll have to go back and look at that. But if this is better, I mean, I'm down with that. I just wanted to see how the equipment worked and things like that. So I was glad you're out there to give some guidance too. I really appreciate that, and I know I have to remember to disconnect that as well. So with that being said, let me go ahead and disconnect that now because I don't want to forget. And then I'll just, I have to go, I probably can just do that now. Let me just, so I see there are a couple of people out there still on the node there. Kilo Foxtrot 0 Mike Hotel November, Victor Alpha 3 Foxtrot Zulu, and Whiskey Line Golf Alpha Echo. You guys have a great rest of your night. This repeater is used a lot, so I don't want to mistakenly leave the logged in because that would be a big mess. You guys have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you later. I'm going to be still on here waiting for Mark to come in, but I'm going to disconnect the node at this time. Everybody have a great night.
Yeah, Ernest, if they're logged into on EchoLink to VE3PGC-L or to AllStar 2579, they'll still be here. It's not a problem. And don't worry about tying up the repeater. It's only busy on Thursday and Sunday nights for the Procom net, and of course on weekday mornings when you guys get on. I also wanted to mention when you're doing your morning commute, you're much lower in audio level on EchoLink than you through the phone, I guess, than you are directly on the radio. So that's you're also low there.
Yeah, okay. What it could be, and I was going to ask, I should have asked this question last night. I know on my EchoLink there, when I go to settings, it says network connection, relay, direct, public proxy, and custom proxy. So one day I was in here and I don't know what I had hit something by accident, but I was like, should the network connection be a relay or should it be direct? Because anything for under settings, I have nothing for nothing at all. I have an end-RX sound, a text sound, and that's it. Nothing else for any type of sound settings, eh?
I don't think the direct or the proxy is going to make any difference. You've got a good solid connection through the network. It's just your audio level, your transmit level from your phone or from whatever you're using is lower than what it is on the radio, and you're lower than most other stations, so it's hard to hear sometimes. We have to turn the volume up to hear you.
Okay, thanks for letting me know that. It could be the speaker placement because when I'm in the car, the phone is down on the console. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Thank you, Doug, for letting me know that. It makes sense now. I have the phone down on the console, and with my eyes and hands, all that stuff on the road. There's a problem with my connector on my iPhone, and I'm too cheap to get it fixed, so I just charge everything wirelessly. But if I connect it through the cable, I have a full spectrum sound, and it goes through my car audio, and the speaker's right over my head, and it's designed for that. But since that's not working right, I just have it going straight from the phone itself, so it's almost like it's on speakerphone, but it's off. It's like farther than my hand can reach, but it's there in like the little cubby hole there. So that's probably why you guys have such low audio. But you know what? Tell me stuff like that, or I won't ever know it, eh? So I appreciate everybody bringing it up, because I don't know how I sound. I don't record that stuff and things like that, so I don't know how it sounds. But and then if I'm going on EchoLink, the only way I know how it sounds because I do the parrot on DMR. So I'll work with this tomorrow and go on the EchoLink thing and see how I sound there and try to adjust everything up. Because I won't be able to sit here and hold this. And Doug, your recommendation for the desk mic, I looked at the desk mic, one of the two desk mic that they had on Radio World that they had recommended for this, and almost fell dead. $500 for a microphone. Oh my God. 500 bucks.
They're overpriced. I didn't buy with either. You could probably find something on AliExpress that for a third of that price or a quarter of that price that will work just as well.
Okay, so anyway, well, thank you, Doug, for that. So tonight I've learned that the node will connect. That's number one. I do have to get my audio all sorted out. That's number two. Number three, that I learned that since this is AllStar and Echo, they can just connect to here, and it's a done deal anyway. It's already established and up and running, so that's already good. And also, I know that my little thing can connect to my little node can connect as well, and people can be heard even on the PGC. So it's it's not a robust little machine there, and the fan is always on and it's running. So who knows where that stuff comes from? Plus, I finally got this new power supply, and it's a switching power supply, and that's something I learned in my advanced class. They're like, switching power supplies can be very loud, but the old 600-pound one that's under my desk there that is not loud, she's warms everything up, but I can't use the radio to its full potential on that. I would have to keep the power down, and that doesn't matter when you're on the repeaters there. All right, I thought I saw Hunter out there. Gerald said he's on PGC now. Gerald, can you come in and so I can hear what you sound like on PGC, please?
I connected to it a few minutes ago. Does it sound any different to you?
Oh yeah, definitely. This sounds really good through this repeater there. So that's really good. Yeah, I was working off the home node there, but now that the repeater, that's even better. But it's good to know that if because we did have a hardware failure this past summer on that, and it was down for about a month. This I can attest. Oh, let me get the speaker microphone back. I can attest. It's not always easy doing something. We also had an update on a 220 repeater, and sometimes these things don't like change. And you can go to do something, you're out for the count. So at least I know that my little node there can be a good backup if all heck breaks loose, right? Or some one-to-one calls and stuff like that. But it's good to be. This is my favorite repeater, Gerald. I use this one all the time.
What power supply do you have? I saw it briefly. There's not a lot of light underneath, but we may have the same one. What's the name of the power supply you're using?
I picked it up from I think Amazon. It's the Jesverty, Jesverty. It was recommended by one of the hams there. They had some other recommendations, but I'm like, I can't afford that. So this one was on sale for like one something, I think, and it's the 30 amp switching power supply.
Is it the SPS 3011? SPS 3011?
That's a QSL on that. That's an affirmative.
Okay, and you also said that your fan runs on it all the time?
No, when someone said it was humming, I was like, oh, the fan must be on. But, you know, if I get the camera up here, that little flashing red light there, that's my AllStar node, and that's that little fan. It's pretty loud, so maybe that was what it was. But, you know, when you're doing this stuff for the first time, you're panicking, you don't know what the deal is. And I see on the front it says noise offset, and it says volume adjust. And I brought the paper with me to read at work. And then it stayed in my pocket. Then I did the laundry, and there went all. Because, you know, you plug the stuff in, you don't read the instructions, you read them after. So I don't even know what the volume offset does, or, excuse me, I don't know what the noise offset does or the volume adjust does. I have no idea.
Yeah, I see both of those. I have not touched the settings on this, and I do have the pamphlet. Maybe I will screenshot it and I'll send it to you.
Hey, well, I really appreciate it. Hey, look, as I say to all my friends, especially my friends back home, this repeater here, V3PGC is the place to be. I can tell you that. I have a lot of fun on this one here. It does a lot of things, and Gerald, we have 8 repeaters in our area here, in our club there. So we have Fusion on 6. I think Wires X on 1. We have APRS. We have 220. We have DMR. So, you know, like, it's really good, but this one gets a workout. I was always asked, hey, why do you use this one? I'm like, it's got all the jewelry on it. That's the one you want to use. But anyway, man, I'm going to get on out of here. It's my time has expired. The wife gives me about an hour, and I've blown straight through that. I've had a lot of fun tonight, though. So thank you all, everybody that's out there, for coming in and making this a great day for me. Anybody have any final comments before we close it down? VA3EWB listening.
Alpha 3, Mike Hotel Tango, it's Mark.
Ooh. Mark, come on in there. You sound pretty good there, Mark. If Doug's still here, won't you hit him up and then he can give you a good, see how you are. Because I think in the repeater, I think we said like you're full quieting or something. So I've changed from where I was earlier when I was listening to you. I think Doug could probably do the I don't have a reverse here on this. Well, I know I have it, but I don't have it set up. Doug, if you're still out there, can you let Mark know how he sounds if you don't mind?
Okay, go ahead. 50, the 144, 430 megahertz. And I was on a mobile Nagoya dual band, so I hope there's some sort of improvement.
Mark, this is Doug V3HTR. I listened on the input, but I can't hear you at all. I don't know where you're located. You might let us know that. But you sound just perfect through the repeater. Lots of audio and
all right, that's what I'm talking about.
Sounds just great.
Yeah, I just hooked it up tonight there, and I wasn't sure what sort of signal I would have been given out there. Anyway, we'll see how it goes.
Where are you located?
I'm in Moose Creek, Ontario.
repeater. This one has a good footprint all through that area, so you'll have no problem getting into this one or into VE3 PSW, which is at the same Bonneville site on 442 200. That's the other one that's co-located with this one.
Told you with this there, so I'm getting an SWR of 2.5 right
Woo.
now, so I don't know how good or bad that is.
Woo!
Well, that's kind of high. That
Yeah.
sounds good despite that, but I like personally I like to see about below 1.5 on VHF or UHF and below 2 on HF. That's kind of my that's my limit anyway.
To tune that up, what would I need to do?
What kind of antenna is it?
Diamond X50.
Okay. There's no adjustments on those, but they're usually good right out of the box. I've got one here. That's my portable Aries antenna that I use all the time. We used it for the Raisin River Canoe Race 2 weeks ago. Ernest and Hunter used it for net control, and it's usually well below 1.5 all through the UHF band. I don't know why you're seeing it as high as it is in your case. So it should be better than that. If it's not, then the antenna is defective from the manufacturer.
All right, don't tell me that. That was quite a job to put up there.
Well, that all said, it still sounds good. You sound just fine from Moose Creek.
Mark, this is Ernest, VA3EWV. Mark, just make sure that you check your cables and stuff too, because I talk to a guy in Ottawa all the time, VE3OTW on Simplex, and I usually get him from downtown Ottawa to where I can see the rides at Calypso, like the slides. And one day, I couldn't even get him past the Amazon thing, and I found out that I had a defect at the end of my coax cable. The braid is not good. And then, don't repeat this to anybody, but I took some aluminum foil and I just kind of like wrapped it around. I know that's not what you do, but I did that just temporarily, right? And then my radio stopped having a fit, and I was able to hear him again. So I'm just saying, sometimes it might not just be your antenna, and I'm not a I don't know what word to use. I'm not an expert on any of this. But I do know that if you don't have a good connection on your antenna or your cable there, your coaxial cable and your connections, that might cause you a little grief too. I'm running, well, not today, but I'm running a Supermax. But when I had my Diamond X50, and I just got one that was delivered tonight, I'm running a 1.18 on this for 10 watts. What kind of wattage are you putting out on that radio?
Well, I'm looking at it, if I'm reading this meter correctly, looks like, could it be 25 watts?
Well, I was always told like, I don't know about these things, and it was always good to get somebody that was knowledgeable to come out, right? Because you get somebody like Doug or Steve come out, they have all these other tools that they can test stuff with, right? So they'll put a tool on your coaxial cable and let you know if that's good. They can put something on the radio. I've seen a guy, when I had my 11 meter radio, he used to bring it into his shop and put these dummy loads on the bottom back of it and all these other test things, and didn't even have it connected to an antenna, right? And then he would connect the coaxial cable, and he'd connect the antenna. So it might be wise to just have someone out to come out there and just check it over if this is going to be a permanent setup and all that stuff. Because, nobody knows if you have new antenna wire or old antenna wire and what kind of connections you have. There's all that stuff all adds up, eh? Okay, folks, I'm going to turn this
We'll
off.
take a look at what possibly could be wrong, and we'll troubleshoot it a little bit at a time.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, Doug, before we get out of here, the other repeater there that has fusion, I'm probably going to start using that one a lot. I don't know what kind of traffic is on that, but I was thinking about having a Fusion Friday, so we'll see what happens. I might just start a Fusion Friday. We have all these Fusion repeaters, and who knows? That sounded really good to me to have that. And I just have one question before I end the night. So now that we have these, we know a little bit about this stuff. These different little hotspots and this and that, get everything connected. Would we be able to do the same thing with the other repeater? I don't have it in front of me, but the other one at Bonneville there. If someone were to have a node on the internet that could do EchoLink AllStar, could you have both like that, or do you have to have some connection at the facility, or can you just connect it and have that working too on the other one? That's the question I want to know.
Well, there's two ways to do it. You can have, let me backtrack here. It has to be connected to the internet in order to connect to AllStar or to connect to EchoLink or connect to IRLP or connect to Fusion or any of those networks. You need an internet connection somewhere. Now, for this repeater, the internet connection is my home internet connection, and I've got just a UHF radio link in between my QTH and the Bonneville repeater. That's why it works on EchoLink and AllStar. And if you go to 145.570, you can go to VA3SDG VHF. Leonard has a link radio in between the Cornwall repeater and his house, and he's got an internet connection at his house, and the interface to the internet is there. Some repeaters have, our DMR repeater has an internet connection right at the repeater site, so it doesn't need anything else outside of that. But to connect VSW or any other repeater, there has to be some sort of internet connection somewhere to something, to some network, in order for that to work on it. Is that clear enough?
Yeah, sure is, and that means that you would have to have another whole dedicated radio just for that. I think that's what you're saying. But I want to, I really do want to give a gift to the club as well, so we can have some sort of backup for just any of our stuff. So we have backups for Fusion. We have 6 Fusion repeaters. So if one has a problem, well, there's always another one. So there's no lack of that. But if a DMR goes down or this goes down, then we're out until it gets repaired. So probably sometime next year, because I'm gonna save some more cash up and stuff like that, and I'm gonna want to donate whatever like you have at your house. I want to donate that to the club, so it'll belong to the club. But as long as I'm breathing there, I can connect it to my internet. But it will belong to the club, right? So we can have, 2 things there instead of just one, eh?
Well, we have lots of choices of which repeater to connect it to. I say we have 8 repeaters. The DMR is on its own. That's got its own separate internet connection, its own network. But the other 7, any one of them could have an internet connection through somebody's home station, through somebody's link radio at their home, to their own personal internet connection. And sure, we can just pick the one you want to connect to. Maybe not the Cornwall. The Cornwall VA3SDG UHF 444-450 would be one choice. Or VSW 442-200 would be another choice, or you could go into FHA in Beaverbrook, and that could be a third choice. And you would need a radio for either VHF
Okay, like I said, that's a project for down the road, but I definitely want to do something like that. So we can have, just a backup. So it's always good to have backup. See, I come from the PC world, and everything you had to have redundancy, right? So anyway, that's all for me. This has been a really good, net. And there are still people saying hello and coming in and stuff like that from Nova Scotia. So hello, Nick and Devin and all you guys from Nova Scotia there. Okay, that's going to be it for me. I need to go get some supper. We'll see everybody next Friday. Thanks everybody for coming out. Again, very humble and excited with the experience, and we're trying to get all this stuff working. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor on the air with VA3LPV, and we're going to be clear. Have a good weekend, everybody. All right, that is awesome. That was a good doggone net there. Come on. And Gerald, thanks for...
Tango, 73s to you all, and we'll talk at a later time. Thank you.
Gerald, thank you for sending me the thing. I did get it. Y'all have a good night.